let's chat it up about our roll-on deodorant. This stuff is amazing, amazing, amazing. So I'm gonna give you a little bit of a backstory on this just to kind of help you understand a natural deodorant. So when I first started with BRI, I had been using not good natural deodorant at all. And I had heard a little bit about detoxing armpits and how you might go through a detoxing phase, but I didn't have a lot of information or guidance about how to maybe make that process just a little bit easier. And so that's why I want to talk to you, because when I first used the deodorant, I tried it and I smelled like pretty bad. And so I tried to just let my pits do their thing and detox like everyone told me, but a couple months went by and I felt like one was great and the other was not so great. So I struggled, and so for a long time I did not use this product, and I've been with BRI for 5 years now. And so probably after, I don't even know, it wasn't very long, I gave it a couple months, and then I knew that I still wanted to use a natural product. And I'm not going to show the name of this one, but I was using this one for a long time. More like a stick. And so if you take a peek at BRI's, it's roll-on and clear, which I love, love, love. And so anyway, I was using this other one for years. I want to say like 3.5 years. And it was just, all of a sudden I just felt like I was smelly again. And I was like, I had really liked kind of like the lavendery smell. Now I don't like it anymore, but I used to like the lavendery smell of it. And I thought, oh, this is good, because I tend to really stink with natural deodorant. I need that to cover it up. But the problem with this one is that it just seems like it's very waxy. And so it felt like it was trapping my stink and just gross. And so after a while, I was just ready to be done. And so I thought, you know what? The only product that I don't use with BRI is the deodorant. I need to give it a shot again. And oh my gosh, I'm so glad I did, because I am obsessed with this thing. I probably have 3 or 4 of these. So anyway, I'm going to kind of give you the rundown. I don't know if the formula has changed at all, but I learned a couple things. Plus, I was using a natural deodorant then for years. So there is going to be a transition period for most people, but I don't know, it's just a stabilizer. So the smell of this one is not the same as this. It's kind of like an interesting smell, but what it does is it basically takes away the smell of your armpits. So it's like, it's stabilizing your pH, and it's making everything, instead of trying to make gross smell better, it's almost like it's trying to make gross not be there at all, And I have just loved it, because since restarting this again and doing a couple things, which again, I'll talk to you about in a second, I can go, sometimes this is really gross to say, but I can go days in between using it and I don't notice myself smelling at all, where I was applying the other one like 4 or 5 times a day and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm still so gross. So it's so worth the process of making this one happen. So I'm going to tell you a couple things that you can do. So when you start, if you own the clarifying clay mask, this is a really quick way to clear out your pores. So not only is it great for your face and for blackheads and those sorts of things, but you can put it on your pits as you're detoxing from more synthetic based and chemical based deodorants. And you can put that on and it'll kind of just clear out the yucky stuff quicker. So what I would often do when I started is I would put that on my pits and I would fall asleep with it, wash it off in the morning, put on my deodorant. And I don't do this anymore. I just don't need to. I'm not a super sweaty, stinky person, which was why it was really weird that I wasn't, that I was feeling that way with the other one. But so it could be, for some people, you might have to do this more often. You might have to continue to do it. I've been able to stop, and I'm grateful for that. So yeah, I can get away sometimes without, and I work out and everything. So It's really, really done incredible things. The other thing, if you don't have the clarifying clay mask, but you do have our trio, which if you don't, you need our trio because it's the best. Your freshener also works to stabilize pH, and so say you feel like, yeah, I'm just pretty stinky, you can go ahead and do that at night as well. So put it on a cotton pad and put it under your pits, and it does help a little bit with some of that, just that detox period. The other thing to keep in mind about this one is that right after you shave, you don't want to use it. So I always put on deodorant right after I shave, or I had in the past, but it can make it a little bit irritated, almost like give you a little bit of razor burn if you use this right after you shave. So what I do is right after I shave, I just use my freshener to kind of keep things clear and open, and then I go back to using it like regular the next day. But this is my champion. I use it, only this, and I am just so in love with it. So if you're having detox issues, be sure to communicate that with me or your consultant, just so that we can kind of walk you through that process, because we don't want you to feel alone and switch to something gross like I did and waste, 3.5 years, 3.5 years of good armpits on gross armpits. So I hope this helped.